Hello again. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. You guys know the name of the game. Gotta move that around a little bit. Alright. So, back into the thick of it. Scary music. Hallways just absolutely, disgusting looking now. I think we can get... Oh, no, never mind. Can't get into the elevator yet. We are gonna be getting into an elevator at some point, though. But yeah, basically last night I already explained, but in case you don't remember, James is having a bit of a reality check. Found out that his wife was killed by him, not her sickness, and now, this fantasy that he's been living that maybe there's a chance that she's still alive is completely gone now. So now we're in the thick of just this hellscape, basically. Well, I guess this isn't so much a hellscape. It's more just, reality at this point. Oh, that's right. So beforehand, we weren't able to get into certain rooms. I think we can get into some of them now that we weren't able to before. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, so we went in one room and then we came back at the end of the other side of the hallway. That probably did the same thing. Yes, it did. So, yeah. There's still some creepy moments like that are going to pop up, but for the most part, we're pretty much experiencing what he needs to experience at this point. That just sounded like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I'm a little tired at this point in time, but we'll see how it goes. I don't like that. Let's try room 201. See what happens when we go through this one. Is this even room 201? Yeah. So we'll go in here. Nope, never mind. We'll go ahead and traverse over here. Which takes us to room 219. That should take us back, right? Oh, nope, that just takes us to the other side. Wow, that was... Oh, boy. Honestly, we're at the very end of this game. There's not a whole lot more to do. Except, take on the bosses. Problem is, essentially we're going through this area again. Oh, that's just annoying. Yeah, okay. That's like really, really annoying. But we're essentially just going through and we're gonna have to look through this entire hotel again. Kind of a pace breaker if you ask me, but it could be worse. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and go through here. There's probably monsters closing in. Okay, so we can't go through that elevator. We can use this one, though. Oh, and our flashlight's still dead, so we'll go ahead and use this. I think we're going to go to the basement floor. Neat little effect here, by the way. So it's going to open. A bunch of water is going to fill up into the floor underneath us. Oh boy. Sorry, that was probably really loud, but legitimately scared me. It really sucks because I can't see anything. Okay, there's like a bunch of health items here. cat's playing with the ball behind me. Oh, we can still check our map, so that's kind of nice. You weirdo. Grab some shotgun shells, rifle shells, because that's always a good thing. There's a health kit here. And here's that, well, we can't look at it, but there's the can full of light bulbs that we looked at earlier. And there's gonna be more monsters down here. That goes without saying, though. I think it's dead. I can't tell. Because the camera's really bad here. Okay, that killed it. Some interesting music choices for this area. Alright. There's like a little gel cell in there. Just kind of checking over doors. I know that more than likely they're still going to be locked. Oh, cutscene. Oh, it's Angela.
Thank you for saving me. But I wish you hadn't. Even Mama said it. I deserve what happened.
No, Angela. That's wrong.
No. Don't pity me. I'm not worth it. Or maybe you think you can save me. Will you love me? Take care of me? Heal all my pain? That's what I thought. James, give me back that knife.
No.
Save yourself.
No. I won't kill myself. It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too. For me, it's always like this.
Well, for those of you who weren't distracted by me playing with my little kitten Hazel, well, big kitten at this point, essentially this is kind of Angela's Eddie moment. By the way, these things on the wall, I think they're supposed to be the skins of like her brother and father, I think. I'm not entirely sure. By the way, can't show it here because she's already gone, but you can actually watch her keep walking up that staircase. If you use like camera tools and stuff, you'll see that she just kind of, phases out, but kind of neat. Ooh. Oh, hate when that happens. Have a yawn and it just doesn't come. Anyway, don't touch the fire. I think it actually does hurt you a little bit. Fortunately, we've got health stuff to spare. Actually, I think we can... Oh, no, never mind. Does that hurt you? Yeah, it does hurt you. So kind of just keep that in mind. But essentially, she... Instead of her dying, she's essentially giving up and kind of just, giving in to the darkness and whatnot. Essentially letting her punishment take place, which is her... I don't really know. I think she just kind of... I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that she never gets any closure for what she did. Which is a real shame. In her situation, at the kind of like with how Eddie, or kind of like with James here, it's kind of the same scenario. Although in her case, it's more just trying to free herself rather than trying to free someone else. But murder is still murder at the end of the day. But in her situation, it's a little... I don't know, it's really complex. For a better understanding of that, I recommend watching this movie called Bernie. It's a really cool Jack Black movie, based on a real guy, too. I won't go ahead and spoil it, but yeah, definitely something to look into. Also, the burning, that's symbolic of her, but at the same time, it also explains what happened to this hotel. Apart from being flooded right now, it was burnt down beforehand, so those... Oh, dude, there's ampules here. That's kind of neat. Essentially, it was burned down, and it's just been left to rot, so that's why it's flooded and all that. Alright, I gotta look at my map. I think we go outside. Fortunately, there's a lot of loot down here. But Angela's backstory is pretty sad. She's essentially this abused young woman. Oh, there's monsters in here. She's essentially this abused young woman who's abused by her father and her brother, I believe, both mentally and sexually. It's just a doggone shame. Okay, we're at the boss section already, so that's kind of cool. But essentially she was, beaten and raped by those two, and I think her mom just kind of sat idly by. And I think her looking for her mama in this town is kind of saying that she's looking for her too, to end up killing her, I think. I'm not entirely sure on that, but she does kill her brother and her father, and the police are obviously looking for him, or for her. Or I don't think they're looking for her because there's not really much evidence that supports her killing them. But yeah, so she's there looking for her mama, presumably to kill her, I would assume. But instead, she comes to terms with the fact that, she's never going to find solace over. I think solace is the appropriate word for it. She's never going to find solace for what has happened to her and stuff. So, yeah, it's just a really cruddy situation for her to be in. And with that, she has no way to. What's it called? She has no way to cope with it. So she's forever going to live this nightmare. And she can't move past it. And that's kind of where that scene was going at. Forever she will continue to walk this fiery pathway that is set before her. We're going to turn down the brightness a little bit. Yeah, we're going to bring it down to 4. I noticed that some of the text is like super bright and ugly looking. We are going to save here because this boss fight is technically 2 bosses in 1. And it's a war of attrition. So, yeah, we might actually beat this game tonight. That would be really cool if we did. But we're going to heal up real quick. We're going to make sure that was not the thing I wanted. I don't like this control scheme. I mean, don't get me wrong. Xbox controllers are great. But in this game, I don't think they counted on the controllers being so sensitive. But anyway, we went ahead and healed. This here, I think, makes you a bit more powerful if you use melee weapons. We honestly will never use that. That's kind of like a last resort item. It's a full heal, but I think it also gives you status boosts. When you use melee weapons. But we won't be using that for any of these, so. In this situation, we're actually going to swap to the hunting rifle. Because, yeah, we're going to get some pretty nasty guys in here. And cutscene in 3, 2, 1.
That's why I needed you. Needed someone to punish me for my sins. That's all over now. I know the truth. Now it's time to end this.
Very abrupt situation, but yeah, we're thrown right into the middle of this huge boss fight. There are 2 pyramid heads, one that resembles Mary's death, and the other one that resembles Eddie's death. You'll notice that when they walk by you or whatever, one's a little bit brighter red than the other. Oh, you don't need to be reloading! This isn't too hard of a fight, it's just a matter of lasting long enough. Shooting them makes them, finish up faster. Because, you guys remember the first Pyramid Head fight that we had to do. You can't kill them. It's essentially just fighting them until they give up or whatever. One thing to do in this particular fight, or any Pyramid Head fight, is always go to the sub-menu to reload your weapons. Because it's a little bit quicker, and it doesn't leave you, you know, absolutely starving for a place to hide. But yeah, these guys kind of just walk around. They essentially just stab you with their things. Or with their spears. I don't think they ever grab you like the other Pyramid Head does. Oh, don't do that here. I don't think I locked onto him that last time. Doesn't take too many shots. Well, it takes a couple, considering just how valuable the hunting rifle ammo is. Kind of a boring boss fight when you really think about it. But it is what it is. They should be almost dead. Oh, don't grab me. I don't think they can, but just in case. As you can see, though, they do move a lot faster than the first fight. You know, in the first fight, he essentially kind of just sulks around and stuff. Here, they can actually walk around a lot faster. Albeit, you know, they're still kind of twitchy and stuff. Man, I don't remember these guys taking that money. Hits. Probably have enough for the last boss here. Oh, they're done. So they're going to walk into the middle here, kind of finish themselves off. Do not walk up to them when they're at this, or when they're walking there, though. And just like that, our problems are over. Well, these problems are. Once they do that, though, you can walk up to them. They're essentially just parts of the background now. If you go up to him, Pyramid Head won't move anymore. It looks like he's holding on to something. One of them's carrying a scarlet egg. I think the other one's holding a rusty egg? Rust-colored egg. I don't need this anymore. It's just a corpse now. Pretty sure this one says the same thing. Yeah. So, essentially, that's kind of symbolic of his need for atonement being just kind of swept away, because he's come to terms with, you know, what he's done. I think you can still see Mary somewhere. No, never mind. But you know, these guys have been tormenting him by killing Maria the entire time and stuff like that, and also, you know, just putting him through a bunch of trouble and stuff too. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now he's come to terms with what he's done. He's pretty much ready to say, "Hey, I don't need to feel this way anymore. I'm already, you know, I already know what I did was wrong. I don't really feel like I need to be punished anymore." I'm probably wording that wrong, but you know, that's essentially the situation there. So we go ahead and we put those eggs in the door. I don't think either one of them really matters for either door, but you need to put both in to get through. Then you take either one, and you know, you just continue on. We're kind of back into the normal hotel, or the good-looking hotel, I should say. I don't think we have a map for this area. Oh no, we do. It's the foyer. Yeah, so I guess we're gonna beat this tonight. You're gonna see that a lot of things are different here. I'm gonna keep quiet for this because there's audio.
What are you, James?
I brought you some flowers.
Please. Want any damn flowers? Just go home already.
Mary, what are you saying?
Just deserve flowers. From the sea, drugs. Stare. What are you looking at? Get the hell out of here! Leave me alone already. No use to anyone. He's dead soon anyway. Maybe today. Maybe tomorrow. Could be easier if they just kill me. I guess the hospital hospital's making a nice profit off me. They want to keep me alive. Are you still here? I told you to go. Dad, don't come back. James, wait. Don't go. Don't leave me alone. I didn't mean what I said. Please, James. Tell me I'll be okay. Tell me I'm not going to die. Help me.
Obviously, my spinning's kind of not really putting that or making that any lighter, but essentially that's like a flashback into James's, final days with Mary. So you kind of get a glimpse of what he's been going through and stuff, leading up to the point where he ends up killing her. Pretty rough stuff, if I do say so myself. But yeah, what happens if you get up? Oh, you can't go down there. But now we're gonna go ahead and run up to the final boss and end this. We can stop getting stuck on the geometry. Alright, we're just gonna walk up anyway. Long, isolating stairway. Kind of reminiscent of when we were walking into town. Maybe it's a reference to Stairway to Heaven by Leonard Skinner or whatever. Somebody up there. Oh, check out the staircase, by the way. If you walk far enough. Falls away. Never to be seen from again. But, yeah. She looks familiar.
Mary?
When will you ever stop making that step? Mary's dead. You killed her.
Maria? It's you. But I don't need you anymore.
What? You must be joking. Then I could be yours. I'll be here for you forever. And I'll never yell at you or make you feel bad. That's what you wanted. I'm different from you. How can you throw me away?
I understand. It's time to end this nightmare.
No, I won't let you. You deserve to die too, James.
Yikes. So this boss is pretty easy. Looks hard, and I'm probably making it look a lot harder than it actually is. Just, make sure that you're keeping up with your health and stuff. And run away from her when you can. Also, I need to check the ammo. Okay, we reloaded. But she will actually die. She has a couple attacks. Those butterflies, I think they hurt you a little bit, but not by much. You can get away from them. Goodness gracious. But just keep shooting her. Try not to let her hit you with her little tail thing. Quick, I just want to see. Oh, it doesn't do anything. We're going to reload kind of preemptively here. Ah, get off. Moths are kind of a staple in the Silent Hill series. They have more importance in the first and third game, but they're here. Gotta say, love the boss design on her. Oh, in case you didn't know, this is the Mary boss fight, or Mary/Maria boss fight. essentially kind of putting the nightmare to rest. Ugh. Yep, she'll grab you. I think if you mash A enough, which I just did, it'll kind of negate that. Ooh, we're gonna use an ampule this time. Fight fire with fire. Ah, I aimed the wrong way. Oh. Honestly, it's kind of another war of attrition, but eventually she does die. So you just gotta keep going at it and stuff. Try to keep your distance because the tentacle attack is a lot more powerful than the moth attack. Ah. Oh, there we go. Her design, by the way, is very symbolic of how Mary pretty much felt she looked by the end of her life.
James.
She'll keep saying James and stuff. We're gonna finish her off with the one weapon that I feel is pretty appropriate for this. And there you have it. A lot of cutscenes coming up, so I'm gonna keep quiet.
Mary?
James.
Forgive me.
I told you that I wanted to die, James. I wanted the pain to end.
That's why I did it, honey. I just couldn't watch you suffer. No. That's not true. You also said you didn't want to die. The truth is, I hated you. I wanted you out of the way. I wanted my life back.
James, if that were true, then why do you look so sad?
Mary?
James. Please do something for me. Go on with your life.
Huh, that was weird. That ended a lot differently than I remember. Normally she starts having this coughing fit, and then she dies. Maybe it's different for each ending. Here's more.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silently. You promised you'd take me there again someday. But you never did. Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you. took out at everyone I loved most. Especially you, James. That's why I understand if you do hate me. But I want you to know this, James. I'll always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade the world. We had some wonderful years together. Well, this letter has gone on too long, so I'll say goodbye. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. That means that as you read this, I know what it is. I can't tell you to remember me, but I can't bear for you to forget me. These last few years since I became ill, I'm so sorry for what I did to you, did to us. You've given me so much, and I haven't been able to return a single thing. That's why I want you to live for yourself now. Do what's best for you, James. James, you made me happy.
Ooh, boy. That is, that ending, like, the voice acting isn't that great. I'll admit that. But man, just the writing for that letter is really good. Oh, by the way, we find Laura in this ending, and surprise, we're actually right there following her. I think this is supposed to symbolize that we take her home and we adopt her. I don't know how James gets her to trust him in this ending, but hey, works out. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much the end of it. This is the leave ending, so this is technically the good ending, or good plus ending. I'm actually going to turn down the volume on this. Yeah. Mainly because I just don't want, complaints. In fact, I might have just turned my own volume down. But that was Silent Hill 2. Very cool ending. That is only one of few endings, though. That was the good plus ending, where you take Laura home and you adopt her. From what I hear, the one good or the canon ending is actually the worst ending. Well, it's not a great ending, I should say. Not that it's badly written or anything like that, but excuse me. Essentially, you're nothing that happened here in that end sequence happens in that ending. You don't meet up with Laura. In fact, you actually die at the end of that one. I won't go into that one because I might do another playthrough of this game doing that ending because it is canon. The other ones I really could care less about. I mean, the dog ending's kind of funny, but apart from that, this ending and the in water ending is what that other ending is. Both are really good. I think the in water ending. Well, I'm a canon snob, so whatever's canon, I'm willing to go with and stuff, and it makes more sense. Oh no, I feel like James doesn't really have a place. Well, I guess he has a place to kind of atone for his sins and stuff, but at the same time, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought on that. Regardless, I think that the in water ending is a little more appropriate compared to the other endings that you get. I mean, don't get me wrong, this one's a good one, and I feel like this one is the one that you'll more than likely get on your first playthrough. After that, you can kind of branch off and get other endings, like the in water ending. There's also the Maria ending, and I think there's another one. I can't remember it, but there's plenty of endings in this game. But essentially, this is considered the best one, and a lot of people consider this to be the definitive ending. I, for one, still think that the ending that's considered canon is the one that you should go with. So, but anyway, we just beat the game. Very, very good game. Again, I don't think that Silent Hill 2 is the best in the series. I do find it to be a bit overrated. But at the same time, I'm not going to deny that it's, I'm not going to deny what it gives to you and stuff. It is a very, very well-made game. And here's the game results screen. So we played on normal, riddle level, normal. The leave ending is what we got. I'll use 19 saves. Oh, and any text that you see on the right side that's yellow, that means that we got the right time for. If you get all of them yellow and beyond, I think you unlock extra stuff. I don't think we really unlocked anything too special. I know that on the next playthrough that we do, which I'll more than likely use to get the in-water ending, we'll be able to pick up weapons like the chainsaw. I don't think we'll be able to pick up like the special quote-unquote alien weapon. I only call it that because the item that I'm referring to is the hyper spray. And I don't know if I showed this off when we played Silent Hill 1, but if you play through on New Game Plus, you can pick up a weapon called the Hyper Blaster, which is the alien gun. Very neat little peripheral that you can get. And since, this hyper spray has hyper in the name, I'm assuming that they're related. So, but, yeah. I'll more than likely do New Game Plus for... Well, I have to do New Game Plus for the other endings. Except in water. You can technically go back and do those ones. In water, each ending has you do something a little bit different for each playthrough. This one, if you just play through the way that you're supposed to play through, you're pretty much good to go for this ending. For the in-water ending, there's a couple things that you have to examine, and your health has to be constantly low. For the other endings, they all revolve stuff around Maria. Again, I don't remember the endings entirely, but yeah, there's a lot of things that you got to do with Maria. Nothing, crazy or anything like that. It's just I think it depends on how much time you stay with her. In other words, you know, you're pretty much exploring every nook and cranny of the town while she's under your care, rather than just rushing through to the next area. And then there's 3 bonus endings. So there's one that's called the dog ending, which is a first for the Silent Hill series in this game, or starting with this game. I think this is the only one that has the actual dog ending, but very neat one. Requires a little bit of work, but it's worth it. Definitely a lighter toned ending. Then you have the alien ending, which is the same from the last one. It's kind of just a continuation of the alien story arc. So we get to see Harry again. And then the last one is specific to this port of the game. Essentially, we get to play through and collect a bunch of items. So these items are used for a ritual that you can perform at the end of the game in that ending. Essentially, it's a cult ritual from the first game, but our character ends up using it to, I think, resurrect Mary. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, essentially, you know, you're just going to go through on a scavenger hunt in the next playthrough. Pretty neat little bonus ending, especially for just future ports. The original game did not have it. It also didn't have the other bonus ending, the alien ending. It only had the dog ending, I think. Maybe that wasn't in there. I don't remember. But anyway, that also reminds me, technically we're not done with this game yet. I'm actually going to record another video and have that scheduled for tomorrow night. But we still have another scenario to get through. Doesn't really spoil anything, but kind of a neat little backstory to the Maria character. So, anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. This video is getting a little too long. Thank you for joining me on Silent Hill 2. And once we get done with the other scenario, we are going to go back to Halo Reach and Metroid Prime 2. More than likely Metroid Prime 2 next. Halo, I'm still trying to get my buddy here to join me on it. Our sleep schedules and our work schedules are fairly different, so it's kind of hard to get things collaborated and stuff, but eventually we'll get to it. But anyway, in the meantime, thanks again. You guys have a fantastic day, night, whatever, wherever you may live. Take care.